Hello and welcome back. This is Faith from southwestern beautiful British Columbia in Canada. Well, it's been far too long since my last video and I apologize. We've had a busy several months, first with the excitement of my granddaughter's wedding, which was so beautiful and fun and meaningful on so many levels, which every wedding should be. By the way, Miranda and Joe, the bride and groom, they absolutely loved the photo journal I gave her at her bridal shower at the end of August. And you can see that album on my last video. After the wedding, I took some time to do a little reorganizing of my craft supplies while working on a few projects with Studio 28E, the Facebook group I'm active with. Then I got an email. My church, which was hosting its annual Christmas craft fair, sent out a notice that it had only a few vendor tables left. And I guess what I did? Yeah, I spontaneously signed up. Oh my goodness, now I need some stock to sell. And I have to have it ready in 5 weeks. Oh my goodness, what have I done? Well, never being one to shy away from a challenge, I got busy and I mass created 3 different types of journals, which I'll show you here. And of course, being the all or nothing person that I am, I figured I better nail down my crafting business name and figure out the branding. Miranda to the rescue. Remember, she's the new bride? She's exploring the marketing and branding field and gave me a great start. You can see from my YouTube banner above, and you can check out my new Facebook and Instagram pages. The links are below in the description. Please do give me a follow on those platforms. And if you introduce yourself as a new follower and have your own business page, I'm happy to help to follow you back. It's just a sneak peek. This was the branding that she came up with. I really loved it. I framed it, and it was on the table of my table, on the table of my blah blah craft fair. Sorry about that. All right, so let's get down to business. What did I make? Well, first of all, first batch I made was 4x4 journal with a vintage feel. Check out these sweet pages. Except for a few tags in them, everything else is regular stock paper. Well, not stock paper, it's scrapbook paper, but regular weight paper. I really wanted to kind of stay with mostly the vintage feel, and I used almost exclusively one of my paper pads, and of course the regular things that we put into our journals: music pages, background pages. One of the Polaroid pictures is exactly this size, so I put that on here as another idea of things you could add to your journal. And I'm telling you, everybody who took the time to look at my journals was absolutely gobsmacked. Most people had never seen anything at all quite like this. They were asking me all kinds of questions about how long have I been doing this, and how is it different than a regular journal, and they were just really intrigued. And the really artsy people really got it. And people who just write in a journal just kind of in a regular lined paper weren't quite sure whether they could stay focused on just writing. But all complimentary. Nothing but compliments. Now I made 7 of these and I sold 3. And just so you know, I priced these ones at $30 each. Okay, so that's batch number 1, which will move over here. The second batch I made were 6x6. I made 5 of these. They're 6x6, and these were started out to be a challenge for our Facebook group, and so I made another one which ended up being the prototype, which I've written already, and so that's mine. But this is an example of the other 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I made. Very similar. I think you've seen. I can't remember whether I did a video of the original one of this, but and I think because this is so bright and colorful, and everyone said, oh, it's so spring-like. My daughter looked at me and she said, you'll have to bring this to another craft fair in the spring. And I totally agreed with her, because it really is very spring looking. I did price these at, they're not on here, but they're $40. I did have them all marked, as you're supposed to. And even though I didn't sell any of them, I'm sure I will in the spring, or I hope so anyway. I did bring one of my larger journals, one that I'm quite happy to keep because I love it, or I'm happy to sell it as well. This was another challenge with the Facebook group that we did. I think we were one that we're just to use kind of minimal amount of colors, which is right up my alley because I'm kind of a bit of a color snob. I like working with mostly just complementary colors, not mixing them, but that's me. It's a collage, my center collage, which I had so much fun doing. This was collage made out of squares, which was part of a challenge in our group. The background was a square, a bunch of squares, and the rest collaged on top, of course. I love little books within books. Here's one of many that I did. Another one in this page earlier, I believe. And I priced this larger one at $50, which I think is quite fair. And last but not least, I thought that I needed something that kids would enjoy looking at. So I created the Wee Journal. Aren't these adorable? I had this black cardstock, this long, wide black cardstock. I think it's about, I don't know, 8-9 inches, and then about 4 inches high. And so I made this prototype, which was my own, and I folded it in such a way that to create a book that folded in on itself, and with lots of space to add writing, doodling. And you know what I did is I included a white pen, which I bought several boxes off of Amazon, with every single one of the Wee Journals. And I'm not kidding you, pretty much every kid that came by my booth looked at these, and several came back. One came back with her mom and said, I have to have this. One auntie came back after, when her family was in a different part, and she picked out one for her niece to give to her as a Christmas, in her Christmas stocking, her Christmas gift. And I priced these at $15 each, and I sold 4 of these. Yes. So I'm quite happy with that. By the way, if anybody watching, especially if you're in the local area, if you're interested in buying any of these, I am up for communicating with you about selling you any of my journals. Like I said, these little ones make great stocking stuffers, and or just little small gifts. One person bought one of these for a teacher. I think someone else bought one for a secret sister. They're part of a secret sister group. I think it was part the secret sister group in our church where they send each other gifts and little notes over the course of the year. I also made some of the hidden paper clips because they're always fascinating to show people. I'll just get these out of the way here. And unless you're into paper crafting, you don't know what and why a hidden paper clip is. So people would pick them up, but what is this? Oh, it's a bookmark. I said, well, it is a bookmark, but it's also a paper clip. And I think everybody who bought a journal bought at least one of these paper clips, and several people bought just a couple of the paper clips. I had some greeting cards in my stash, Christmas cards as well as some just regular ones, and I sold I think 3 of the Christmas cards, and which really made me happy. Now, I don't know what the marketing situation is like where you live. Please comment below and let me know. But it was slow. Everyone who's been doing it before, this was my first one, so I was kind of thrilled with the response that I got. There was 25 tables, and but we didn't get near the turnout. Now, I have several ideas why we didn't. First of all, the area that I live in, southwestern beautiful British Columbia, covers the area right from Vancouver all the way out to Chilliwack, Maple Ridge down to the border. In this area, we have had no less than 2 or 3 Christmas craft fair / markets every single weekend from the beginning of November and they will run until the middle of December. So that's a lot of craft fair. I mean, this is a pretty densely populated area, but that's a lot of craft fairs to get to. So that's kind of one thing. I think the economy is another one. I think people are concerned. So we'll see. We'll just see. And of course, we advertised that shop local, shop handmade. And it was just really, really fun to meet new people. And I must say that my experience as a vendor, first-time vendor at a craft fair, was really great. I really, really enjoyed it. One of my daughters came with me and was with me for the whole day, which I must say was almost at the very top one of the best things about it. Not only was she a great help, helping me set up and take down and just be there, it was fun to spend some time together. And she really complimented and talked up my creations. Lots of family members and friends came by to visit and supported me, as well as lots of the other vendors. One of my family members gave me a nice little custom order, which I'll be working on this week, as they're for gifts which will be mailed out soon. I also talked to people about the possibility of offering instructional classes in the new year, and that was met with very favorable responses. So although I didn't have a sign-up sheet. I did have one, but it just somehow didn't make its way onto the table. First time, kind of nerves and jitters. but lots of people took my business cards. And yes, I will definitely do a craft fair market again. I will do a few things differently, but overall, I think it was well worth the effort. It was so much fun. So that's it for me for today. Thank you for watching the video. And a special thanks to all of you who have subscribed to my relatively new YouTube channel. I'm so pleased to be sitting at 142 subscribers in my first 5 months. And I think that's pretty exciting. If you haven't already done so, please like and subscribe to help me continue building my channel. Thank you for visiting Faith's Paper Heart. I'll be back with more paper crafting fun from my little corner of the world. And have a wonderful holiday season. Bye.